I got some mail from Stuart Giggs. Congratulations and an opportunity. Pari scholars have informed me of your triumph over the marionette that appeared near our monastery. Dermot Pyre owes you a debt once again, Commander. Without your help, Scarlet Briar's monstrosity seemed impossible to confront. Now it is beaten, and badly so. Should it return, we have the means and knowledge to put a permanent end to it. More importantly, we have pieced together data recovered from Scarlet's mechanical minions and made a remarkable discovery. The location of a concealed lair, hidden in the caves underneath the Priory itself. The Priory Dangerous Artifacts Investigation and Containment Team is being assembled as you read this, but in light of your own contributions, I have attached coordinates to the lair entrance, should you wish to make your own survey of the premises. Stuart Giggs.
Dragon came to me in a dream. He is not the enemy. Only those who oppose his will.
So it kind of works off a bit. You want to head down into this little area. There's an invisible wall, like what I've shown before. The door mechanism requires a special type of power cord before it can be opened. Looks like someone from the Priory has rigged one nearby. We'll connect it, and then enter. So there's a lot here. Well, I say a lot, but I think that's Omet. Yikes. Wow. That definitely looks like a dragon. So this is where Investigative Study 5 begins. You want to try and read all the notes. There's at least 3 pieces just in the lair here. So we're going to read her journal a bit. I wake from nightmares screaming, confused and scared. It's getting worse. I've decided to talk to a mender. I've probably just been working too hard. So if you kind of notice on the journal fragments, there's going to be a capitalized letter on each one. So the first one's going to be O. Every night the same terrors. It never changes. The mender was unable to help me, and I feel like I'm losing control of myself. The second letter is going to be M. When the nightmare starts, an entity calls to me. I run into a sea of darkness, but no matter how hard I try to escape, it keeps calling me. Third's gonna be A. I'm trying not to sleep, too scared to even close my eyes, so scared. Whispers come from the forest all night long, calling me, taunting me, possessing me. Fourth will be D. Tonight I saw it, stared into the abyss, and it stared back at me. So much power. So much power. I don't know what's real and what isn't anymore. We'll read on. Control of my mind, of myself, is slipping through my hands, and yet I'm no longer scared. It communicated with me through images of death, destruction, and destiny. I must know more. I must confront it and put an end to this madness. I don't know if you caught it, but the last one's also D. Let's see. There's an empty jar on the shelf. When touching it, there is an unmistakable feeling of loss. Yikes. An old-looking Azora portrait has several knives plunged into it. The bottom appears to have the subject's name engraved, Professor Omad. She seems to not have been a fan of his. That's the marionette's sword. This rough diagram appears to chart connections between various factions. Scarlet must have been brainstorming which forces she could manipulate into alliances for her benefit. Good thing most of these seem to have fallen through. Little mini antitoxins. One of the antitoxin injectors from the Tower of Nightmares. Scarlet must have stolen or recovered it in the chaos of the tower's destruction. She must have taken an interest in how this stuff killed the tower. Oh. It seems to be a miniature prototype for the probes scattered across the countryside. This one is off, but the others are much larger and have an unsettling red glow to it. Ooh, this. Notes on the marionette. My marionette, isn't she just delightful? The way she dances through the air, crushing my enemies beneath her toes. The most beautiful of my creations, I think. Elegant, but brutal in function. I'll be sending her to the front line not only to serve as a distraction while I plant my probes near the city, but as something of a test run. I'm sure petty battles against foot soldiers will hardly put up a fight, but it would be good to gather data on how much of a beating she can take before needing substantial repairs. After all, there are bigger battles to come. Okay, so then we'll go to the console here, and then it's going to be OMAD with 2 Ds.
What? What is this?
With the display activated, the console appears to have a few records available. We're going to access the text record OMAD. OMAD's diary. Day 1, new experiment, new journal. Sierra is ready, excited even. My previous attempts have all ended in failure, but Sierra, if anyone can pierce the veil, it's her. I made her aware of the possible risks, just like the others, but she's still keen to go through with it. I'm torn. Sierra is the most brilliant student I've had the pleasure to mentor. Her propensity for learning is beyond anything I've seen in the Sylvari, but this breakthrough could change everything about how we view the very magical fabric of Tyria. Day 2. Sierra is in the isolation unit. Her vitals are stable, but there's minimal movement. Already a vast improvement over previous volunteers, but I'm still anxious. If I keep squeezing my left ear, it'll bruise for certain. Is this wrong? Should I cut my losses now while she's still whole? Day 3. Vitals are still stable. She's been writhing for a few hours now, shifting from screams to laughter from moment to moment. Every genius has their doubts, moments where they question the worth of their pursuits and their methods. Those who say otherwise are either unhinged or terrible liars. This isn't like Forbes' work. I didn't capture my subjects and torture them. Am I too attached, too close to this? Maybe. Would Sierra be furious with me if I brought her out too early? Alchemy, I need sleep. Day 4. Vitals are erratic at times, but nothing I can't correct. My left ear is bruised. I've slept all of 3 hours. The subject, which is crossed out. Sierra has exhibited bouts of thrashing and continued emotional instability. There are moments when she'll speak or shout in response to something. None of the previous participants made it this far. We're on the cusp of a breakthrough, I know it. And then there's going to be a text record for you. Victory speech. Normally I'd wing this sort of thing over a holo broadcast, but the occasion merits some special attention and proper editor. It's been a moment since I've written anything other than research notes. I'm no savior, no hero in gleaming armor with glorious purpose. Though I thought in light of my triumph, success is crossed out, I should take a moment to thank all of the friends and mentors who helped make this victory possible. My dear Pale Mother, it's only natural you'd protect your children from the darker truths of this world. But as a born truth seeker, I was eager to lift this weight from you. Glad is crossed out, privilege and burden are crossed out. To Jenna, who could, which is crossed out, should have listened. I hope your tea biscuits taste of divinity's reaches fear, and that your garden smells of your dead. Omad, sweet, insignificant is crossed out, ignorant, Omad. I hope you feel this. I hope it hurts, just a little. To my allies, you are also brave and compliant. And finally, my Trin. If you haven't fallen to the pack commander, I assume you'll be listening when I give this speech. Perhaps nearby, under the weight of my boot. Wouldn't that be something? You and your friends have meddled with my plans at every turn. I'm almost flattered in a way. I've always wanted a proper rival, which is crossed out. Come find me at the grand finale. I've got some toys that'll finally help you and your friends kick that nasty breathing habit once and for all. Thank you, good night, and good luck.